Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're taking another look at the lovely VFC M249 GBB. Now if you've been following the series on this rifle, you'll know that we changed it over to a HPA fitting just because we're going to be putting a lot of rounds down through this, and the last thing we want to be messing around with is cooldowns and stuff like that. You will notice a difference on the front end compared to the last video. Thanks to a buddy of mine, this is a real B&T M249 rail system. The only downside to it when I received it was one of the bolts was missing, so one of them is a positive screw rather than this Torx style. To fit the real handguards, you do have to modify the mounting holes just a little bit, just open them up to about 11mm because they're spaced a little bit too close together. So that's gone on there. That's a real B&T handguard, and you can't really get better than real parts, can you? So let's flip this over so you can see B&T markings on there. There was all kinds of markings on the inside of it, I believe, but that's gone on there. It's, you know, stronger than a strong thing on a strong day. It's just welded onto there. And what I love about this rail system compared to the others that I've seen is how low profile it is. It would be nice if there was some kind of add-on attachment where you could get like a rail on top here just to put like a pet box or something, but it's neither here or there. The other thing that I've done is I've removed the bipod. I've still got it somewhere. In fact, it's just over here. And with that B&T handguard, it will still latch in and stay out the way. But I plan on putting like a vertical grip on here or something just to make it a bit more manageable. Not that it's heavy, but so I've just took that off. The gun goes back together as normal, and happy days, we're good to go. But today we're going to be upgrading the recoil on this thing. So first of all, we haven't got much air left in this tank, but I'll do a quick demonstration. In fact, what I'll do, I'll pull up the firing of the gun beforehand. So I'll just put up a quick clip of what it was firing like on the HPA beforehand, and then once that clip's rolled, we'll get to fitting this thing. So yeah, let's get this bolt pulled out. Just pop the top cover off there, pop the stop down. We can open and pull the parts out, charge the handle back, and we'll pull the bolt assembly out there. The last video that went up was a weird one. Someone actually said, have you thought about doing like airsoft ASMR videos? And I'm not really clued up on ASMR video styles, but I gave it a go. And then people have been putting in the comments that want me to do it on other items, so it might be something I'll look at doing. Now I've seen a couple of people say about taking these apart and getting like mole grips on them and finding out that they're a reverse thread and they've tarnished all this up. Now you don't have to do any of that. Now it is a reverse thread here. I didn't have to heat it up or anything like that. You're just going to take a small tool, whether it be like an Allen driver or something. This is a screwdriver, and you can just turn it clockwise as if you tighten it up. And like I say, it's a reverse thread, and that's the best way to do it and not damage anything. So I'm going to take a quick measurement of the weight. I might have to use the bigger scales. So let's see if this will work. It's a bit of an odd shape to weigh. It's not going to sit there. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Tell you what we can do. Let's sit on that. Right, it'll sit on that. So I'll put that little weight on there. The titanium weight. We're going to total it off so it cancels that out. And we're going to sit that, and it's overloaded. Okay, so I'm going to have to use the bigger scale to get a reading. It's probably easier anyway. Oh, let's take that off first. There it gets to 0. So the standard bolt comes in at 187 grams roughly. Yeah, 187 grams. And I've basically just designed this recoil weight to go in there. It's made of 304 stainless, and it's the perfect shape to go in and not rattle around anywhere. I've seen people using washers. I just don't trust using washers with the guide rod going through, whether it's going to get stuck somewhere, and you've got loads of little plates of metal that probably won't match up entirely accurately. So here is the Jaeger recoil weight. which adds another 88 grams. And it's dead simple to fit. I have been playing around with this. This is the prototype. It's just a minefield with parts, what to make, because the last thing you want to do, and I have done it with many things, you make something, you spend all the dough on a production, and then they don't move off the shelf. So, but this transforms the way this gun fires, and you see it rattles around in there at the moment. It's made to an accurate size, so when we clamp this down and tighten it back up, no shaky weighty. So put this back on there, and we're now at 275 grams there. So, you know, beefing up that way, almost an extra 100 grams. And I think this is around about the right. I've tried a couple of different materials. I have experimented with brass, and I've also experimented with tungsten. Tungsten is very expensive, but it is, you know, the densest metal that I can find, which will give you the heaviest weight. I just think with how expensive it is, it doesn't really make much sense to the average airsofter. And not many people would buy it, I think. So that's the recoil rod fitted. That's how simple it is to do. I'm going to take our bolt, which now feels very much heavier compared. What a difference a few grams makes. We're going to get this bolt put back in, the recoil spring back in, and this fits in perfectly down that recoil rod. Close it up, pop the pin in, give it a quick function check, and there we go. We can get to testing this thing now. Once I place where my regulator is, there it is. So I haven't changed the power on the reg. It's exactly the same as it was before. The only downside is the bottle has now only got about 500 PSI in it, so it does need pressurizing, but I do have a new bottle, so I'll be running this on a big carbon tank, which I'll be showing you on the channel very soon. So we're just going to engage the dry fire mode. The gun is clear. I'm going to connect up the lines. Whenever you connect up air lines to a gas blowback, you always want to make sure the gun's cocked. And here we go. So this is with the recoil rod. I don't know if that comes across on camera. The frames might not pick it up, but and we're running out of air on the tank. But my God, this thing is loud, and now it absolutely kicks like a mule. When you're shouldering this thing, it's gotta be the most feedback, blowback felt of any GBB that I've tried, because you're constantly firing it full auto, and this thing is just an absolute menace. This part hopefully will be coming very soon for those GBB enthusiasts. I do have other parts. I've done a new some new hop components, which again might be next year now. I'm not too sure. We will see. And of course, I've got more parts coming. New stock. I've got the power stock on its way, and then I'm pretty much good to go. I'm going to run it on the stock hop and barrel just for the time being, see what kind of results I get out of that. If I find I need to upgrade it, then I will. But I'm going to give it, you know, its fair chance. Once we've got that stock on there, it's going to be nice and short and compact, and then we're going to run it and try it in some games. Got a nice big 1.5 litre carbon tank, and yeah, we can go from there. So that's the new uprated recoil rod. I do want to stress to people that there are DIY mods you can do out there with washers, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just to me, I think it could be a potential to cause a bit of bind up with the recoil spring system. So it's just a part, it'll be available. It's not going to be vastly expensive. It's a fairly easy part for me to machine. So that will be coming soon. And of course I'll do a video when we've got the other bits like the stock and everything turned up as well. There's also many other exciting things coming. More MWS videos, more HPA stuff on the way as well. And we'll get to it. So thanks very much for tuning in to another video. I hope you like this. If you want to see some more firing demonstrations with the heavy recoil kit in on this replica, let me know down in the comments below and I'll film some stuff for you, perhaps with me firing it in front of the camera so you can see how much it shakes you. But I think this is how I've got it mostly set up now. Got the real deal EOTech on there to deal with the vibration this thing's going to create. Got a nice railed front end, which I wanted. Just waiting on the stock and we're almost ready to go. I do want to get one of the VFC little canvas bag style mags just as a dummy, because we're going to be running it on HPA anyway. So thanks very much for tuning in as always. Like and subscribe goes a very long way. And from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next video.